Okay, we just got back into town, and everybody that follows along knows that I love my pond and I love to manage my pond. And I'm trying to grow, have the best ecosystem I can for my fish. And a big part of that is feeding your fish. And I've just got this new American feeder, fish feeder shown up. I met these guys earlier this year at Red Crest, and you know, when I saw this thing, I'm like, I got to have one of these. So if I can get it out of here, show you guys what we got. Don't yell at me if I'm doing it wrong. That's just, I know. Glad I'm not using my pocket knife. I know that much. I know. Bobby likes to coach me from afar. Okay. But, you know, when it comes to having a pond, it's essentially an ecosystem. And you can't have a lot of big bass in your pond if they don't have a lot of food. Well, you know what a lot of the food is for the bass in my pond? Bluegill. And the bluegill have got to have a lot to eat. So I'm hoping by putting this feeder in there, they're going to have a good, steady source of nutrition. I see Bill Dance's name on it. I know if Bill Dance has got these in his pond, it's the deal. So if you're like me, a hoarder, all this stuff is good to keep in a box because you never know when you're going to need it. It comes in handy for all kinds of little padding in areas. Actually, like these pieces right here, I'll actually take when I rig my boat, and I'll pack it in between my batteries in the back. Anywhere that bounces or might have any kind of wear and tear, this stuff comes in handy. Simple enough there.
Are you going to show them how easy it is to put together and mount it, or what?
Well, I'm going to get and see what kind of instructions. I think we got to put some legs on it. Aha. So that probably goes on there, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Aha, there we go. All right. So yeah, so I'm just going to have to assemble this bottom part to basically the base of it, or the legs, to get that set up. So I don't think you want to watch me assemble every single little piece of it. So I'll get this put together and we'll figure it out. Okay, I've got the legs put on it. The whole bottom's put together. I put a battery in it, tested it. I know how everything functions on it. So now it's time to get some muscle. Let Mason help me load it into the Ranger, and we're going to take it down and put it on the dock. I got the solar panel marked or mounted. This cool thing, you can mount the solar panel on whatever side, but you want to mount it to the south facing side. That way the battery will stay charged, and you know, I'll put it in there, not have to think about it the rest of the year. that look squared up? Hand me the screw gun.
I'm filming. You can talk about this too while you're doing it.
Mason, you can bring some food out. So we've got it mounted on the dock here. Now I'm just going to put a screw in each corner. Get it good and secure. Then it's time to put some fish food in it. So this is, we've got the feeder here, got this nice little cable here to keep my lid from going anywhere. So I've tested everything. Everything works. So time to put some food in it.
Can you give it a test?
Yeah. So,
Don't fall in.
No, you better at least be videoing when he does.
so test. Oh, I guess it's going to test. So, yeah, go. Wow, look at that. They're already coming up. Whoa.
Oh, did you see that thing? That was a big bass.
That was a bass eating the bluegill. So there you have it. Good to go. Now we're going to set it. I'm going to set it in the morning to feed. And I'm going to set it in the evening to feed. And everything I know when it comes to setting a feeder, you want to figure out the time that I was always told, find out what the fish will eat in like a 10-minute period. So I'm going to probably start it out at like 2 seconds, in the morning and 2 seconds in the evening. And I'll time it. And if they eat all that within 5 minutes, I'll go increase it to maybe 3 or 4 seconds till I find, at how much food it takes them to eat in a 10-minute period. So as you can see, the bluegill are happy. If the bluegill are happy, the feeder's working, I'm happy. So we've lived here for 4 years now, had the pond now for 5 or 6 years of me working on it. And I wish I had some photos for you of when we first bought this place and what I had as a pond. The initial plan was to cut the dam, dig it out, make it bigger. And when I got the bids that for what that was going to cost, and finding out that if you have a pond that holds water, probably not a good idea to cut the dam and do anything like that anyway. So we opted not to do anything there, but I've just done a lot of work. A lot of it's manual labor and, using as little chemicals as possible, but got in here, we got the vegetation under control. You can actually see that there's a pond here. We've had a couple of wet years and now we're in a dry year, but to see this thing full, I've got some water willows. I've brought these water willows in and actually got those planted, which are really healthy. The bluegill and crawfish get up in those, and the frogs gives them a good safe place to hide. It provides shade for the critters and the bass as well. And we've got our mossback fish habitats in here, and now we've got the new American feeder fish feeder in here to feed the fish and make them happy. So that's the big thing is when you're having a healthy pond, it's about having a healthy ecosystem and keeping it all in check and healthy. And my whole goal here is to feed the bluegill. If I can get the bluegill to eat and keep them as healthy as possible, then obviously the bass are going to have plenty to eat. And if we can keep that in check, we're going to have a good, healthy pond for a long time to enjoy.